The following game contains explicit sexual content and is intended for adult audiences only. This game's story includes difficult subject matter not suited for all audiences. Hey everyone, welcome back to my fourth episode of playing Under Heaven, and I'm very excited to play this again. The public build of Chapter 4 just got released I think a few days ago now, and I'm finally getting around to making a video of it, but I was really sad when I finished this up pretty quickly in 3 episodes, so I'm really happy to get back into this again and see what happens next. First thing I noticed is all the links are down here now, which is pretty cool. Biggest thing though is that I see this right here, chapter recaps, and there's also a chapter select, so that makes me think that maybe my saves will break. That's usually what happens when when a game gets updated. The saves do usually break, so they'll have like a chapter select so you can play the new build real quick. But I'm gonna check out this chapter recaps because don't kill me, but I don't remember a whole lot. I remember that's Julian. I don't remember this guy's name. I don't remember the wolf's name. I forgot his name. I remember there's Alex, which is the one guy who didn't want the wolf guy to live here. But I remember you switch between their POVs. He's been gone for a while. Either way, I'm just gonna look at the chapter recaps. I'm just gonna do chapter 3. Ash, that's his name. Having agreed to stay, Ash is faced with a slow, listless wait to recover from his injuries. Though he breaks the ice with Amir and learns more about Lark's thoughts on the exchange, he struggles to participate in the house's social life. Yeah, so Amir, Lark, yep, it's coming back to me. Lark is they, them. He's not. They are non-binary. Frustrated, bored, and isolated, he works out and overexerts himself. Oh yeah, he hurts himself, right? Yeah. Julian rushes to his aid, and the two share an awkward moment of vulnerability. Circumstances being what they are, they both politely ignore Julian's attraction. Yes, I remember this, yeah. Looking for something to do, Ash agrees to visit Julian's creation in a jailbroken instance. While trying to recover from the odd encounter, Ash takes a shower. Oh yeah, and I remember he has that moment where he blacks out and time skips? Oh, I didn't read that. He blacks out momentarily, time passing in an instant until the shower is cold. Deeply disturbed, he blames the event on tiredness and goes outside to get some air. Outside, he shares a surprisingly sincere conversation with Lark. Amid his idleness, Ash is asked to consider what he actually wants out of his new lease on life. With the admonition in mind, he goes to meet Julian in the exchange. The instance proves to be a revelatory experience. Ash is faced once more with Julian's growth in his absence, and more than that, with the possibilities of an entirely new world. This is my favorite art, by the way. I remember this. This is the best art in the game. So far, for me at least. The mirror CG was pretty good too. It's a world and a life he never would have considered for himself until now. Okay, that was pretty awesome. Chapter recaps in visual novels literally never been a thing before, so that is so cool that they added that. I could try loading us. Honestly, I should just... I forget, I have to use the mouse for this. Honestly, I'll just use the chapter select. No reason using the saves when you just have this right here. Would that the relative peace of my recovery could have lasted. A week or so later, I shift uncomfortably in my seat. It's not that the chair itself is that uncomfortable. I don't know. It's average. It's a chair. But this interview was supposed to start over 20 minutes ago. I hate sitting still like this. For a second, I wonder if it's supposed to be some sort of test. Maybe I'm meant to show I've got that can-do attitude by getting up and asking where the manager is. Or, just as likely, maybe they'll be annoyed at me bothering employees when they told me to wait here. Either way, the thing I'm presumably not supposed to do is get up and start pacing like a maniac. Which is the one thing I actually want to do. The small building is in a somewhat dilapidated-looking office park right on the inner edge of the disk. Just not, the edge that's actually close to home. It's nearly all the way across, in fact. But I've dealt with worse than a bad commute. Nothing interesting on the news. I drum my fingers on my thigh and try not to psych myself out. Probably not a great sign if they have this little respect for my time. Finally, the door opens. Mr. Ash Kalberg. That's me. So glad you could stop by. I'm afraid we're running a little slow here today. You know how it goes. I hope you weren't waiting too long. Oh, not at all. Wonderful. Well, let's jump right into it, shall we? Sure, sounds good. So, this will be for the Customer Support Associate role. It's a challenging position, and not everyone is up for it. If I may be quite frank, some of the clients you work with won't really want to speak with you at all. Wait a second. So, of course, you need to be positive, you need to be ready to give it your all, and you just need to be a little bit persistent and assertive. You mean assertive in providing support with whatever problem they're having with the product? Well, I mean, yes, of course. If that's how things go, you can certainly work your way up to a technical customer support associate quickly enough. But we like to start everyone off with new customers, getting them, on board with our clients' products in the first place to make sure they've got the right stuff before they touch more in-depth support. You understand, I'm sure. God damn it, I should have known it was a bait and switch. They were willing to interview me, after all. Like I said, it can be a bit of a trial by fire. But, on top of 280 points hourly, we offer a generous commissions program that can easily double your base rate. So, the commissions are going to be basically zero. That pay sucks, and if anybody else has given me an interview over the past few weeks, I'd already be out the door. It's some amount of money. It's work experience that might help me get past the gap in my employment history. Fuck. Sounds good. Excellent. So, let's talk about your qualifications. You're certainly coming to us with an extremely varied set of circumstances. Or to say experiences. Experiences, yeah. And that's great. I'm sure it'll help you relate to all sorts of customers. Though, if you could, would you mind telling me a bit more about this last 2-year period you describe as medical caregiving? Here we go. Every good lie contains a grain of the truth. Right. For the past 2 years, my mother was extremely ill. So I was the one taking care of her. There's a lot of parts of the experience that I think would help me here. I had to keep up with and manage a whole lot of appointments. There was a lot of financial bookkeeping. I had pretty regular calls with medical and insurance professionals. Oh, goodness. Well, yes, that sounds like quite a lot to manage. I can only imagine. Is that something you'll be continuing with in a part-time capacity? No, I'm afraid she passed. He can barely hide his relief. Aww. Well, you have my deepest condolences. With experience like that, I think we could skip some of the case study questions. We really only handled that in the second round of interviews anyway. If you can't just send us a copy of your advanced studies certificate, we should be able to move things right along. Wait a second. The job posting specifically said I didn't need one. That's why I applied. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. You said the job was selling stuff to people, right? I can do that. Having a little more math or whatever shouldn't matter. Well, we really prefer to think of it as... Either way, I can do it. Look, you said you wanted to move to the next round, right? So, you seem to think so too. Now, I understand this must be rather frustrating for you, but I'm afraid my hands really are tied here. Just like that, it's already slipping away from me. There has to be some sort of mistake. I know which job I applied for. I double checked it. It didn't require a certificate. I can pull it up right now. No. I'm sorry, but this position requires the certificate. It always has. Then why would you post it with an ad that specifically fucking said, I can't speak for wherever you saw the posting. It likely would have been placed by one of our external partners, so you need to reach out to them. It would be best if we just end things here. I feel a vein throb in my temple. I'm suddenly and shockingly aware of my own capacity for violence, and exactly how much it could cost me. Yeah, seems like. You can see yourself out then. I'm sure. Wow, that blows. Complete ass. um, I have to point out that it's crazy that that sprite is probably never going to come back again. So, they had an entire sprite for an interviewee that we're never going to see again, which is kind of crazy. Um, but it's also really cool because usually, drawing takes time and everything like that. So it's cool that they have a sprite for a character that'll never come back, but it's also surprising. I want to scream or smash something the second I walk outside. The office park presents no targets, it only makes the idea seem that much more stupid by contrast. So I hold the anger in. It doesn't diminish at all as I walk. It only sours and turns rancid as I make my way towards the bus stop. I should have fucking known. I'm tired, hungry, and irate when I get back. My greatest hope is that I'll just be home alone. This I kind of saw where that scene was going because it seemed like because he's really trying to get a job, because he's trying not to be a like a leech, basically a deadbeat, and it really sucks when you finally feel like, yes, I'm finally going to get that job, it'll be over, I'll never have to worry about this again, and then it feels like just like that, something completely out of your reach that is completely and utterly bullshit completely fucks you over. And if you've tried to get a job before for more than 5 seconds, you know how that is. It really sucks. As I storm into the kitchen, I'm reminded that today is not a day about getting what I want. It's my favorite man, Julian. I think Julian is my favorite character. Like I really love all the characters in this story so far, and that goes to show how much I'm enjoying this and how good this is. But I love this guy. Other than him being a fucking pushover at his job, I like this guy. Oh, hey Ash, how's the interview? Didn't go great, huh? It didn't. Well, there will always be others. I blow out a sigh. It's taking a dedicated effort of will not to be shitty to him right now. God, I just want to be alone until I've got it under control again. But, however great my self restraint, I'm not able to keep myself from responding. Julian, it was a fucking scam. The advert lied to get more people in, and they still wouldn't even hire me. And they're the only ones to ever even respond so far. There's just no way of getting around the resume gap, let alone not having my certificate. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Just keep trying, I guess? Something will work out eventually, I'm sure of it. And what if it doesn't? I can feel the situation spinning out of control, feel myself getting angrier with him than I want to. I hate it. Then, I don't know. We'll figure something out, together. That's not a plan, that isn't a future. No, I guess it's not. And I really am sorry that it didn't go better. He means it. Fuck. His eyes, soft and doe-like, cast his gaze down to the floor, and I feel like the world's biggest asshole. Sorry. This isn't your problem, or your responsibility. I'm just frustrated. That's all. It's fine. I can't really imagine, honestly. I guess I've just gotten so used to things being, stable. I kinda remember when I was still hustling and just trying to make ends meet. I don't miss it. And you've got it even worse. It's fine, I'll figure things out. I always do. He looks at me, searching. I believe you. Well, you shouldn't. Damn, dude. The self-deprecation doesn't help. Frustration at him or at myself boils over, and I'm almost tempted to snap back with some bit of ill-advised cynicism. And then Julian steps closer, arms open with a question written across his face. Belatedly, I understand and nod without really thinking about it. Oh. So this is where this comes from. This was the promotional art for this build, so it's cute. And then Julian hugs me, awkwardly, his strong arms barely holding me. I go still, my mind empties. You're gonna make it. I can feel his nervousness, the big elk, afraid of upsetting a little wolf. It's not like it was the first time we hugged. I suppose I was usually the one that started them. When we were younger, he was always sensitive. But it wasn't just me. As we grew, he needed to show he cared, and to know that people weren't afraid of him. He wanted to help. Maybe he needed to feel gentle. And yeah, his hugs were always welcome. He knew when they were needed. So much has happened since then to both of us, even if I can't remember everything. Time has put so much distance between us, I didn't expect him to cross it. But he makes himself be brave, pats my back, for my sake. Something's going to work out. Julian smells nice. What? I was gonna say, that's that's the thing I think of right in that moment. Anyway, I gotta go get changed for my shift. Just take it easy. Take the day off or something. There'll be other chances. See you later, Ash. He lets go of me. I need to say something. Later. And then he just leaves. Damn, you should have said something. Now I'm just hungry, irritated, and confused. I shouldn't read anything into that, right? I shouldn't. I'm sure he doesn't feel any particular way about me. And even if he did, pursuing that would just be a mistake for very obvious reasons. I can't do anything about my confusion or the hell of job searches, but I figure I can at least do something about my hunger, and I heat up some leftover pasta with pesto before seating myself at the table. Morning, Ash. Afternoon. Whatever. Lark moves past me, loading up a plate of leftovers and setting it into the microwave. Working tonight? Not this time. My adoring audience will just have to content themselves with Eric fucking up all the song transitions. Tragic. For them. They roll their neck, pulling one arm up and back over their head to stretch a bit while they watch the timer trickling down. They are quite flexible, which causes my thoughts to wander to something a little more compelling than lunch, if no less a pressing desire. A need that I haven't fulfilled since waking up in this house, in fact. What did they say the other day? Something about burning off that restless energy? I'm feeling restless. Alright, if my confusion towards Julian is any indication. Someone's embarrassed. They grab their plate and seat themselves. And how about you? Interview go well? No. Well, unfortunate, but not unexpected. It's a numbers game when you get down to it. We eat in silence for a minute or two, but I can't quite help the thought itching at the edge of my consciousness. Fuck it. Hey. Can I ask a stupid question? I think it's exceedingly unlikely that you're going to do that. But I'll brace myself anyway. Go on. It's about, that offer you made the other day. Ah, yes. You mean the one about weird sex stuff in the exchange? Yeah. When I offered to engage in it with you specifically, that'd be the one. What of it? Did you mean it? They smile. It's a different smile from usual, gentler, like they're lowering a mask, just for a second. Their bright eyes say that they could be giving me shit, but they don't want to, and we both know it. Playful hostilities are suspended, a humanitarian truce. Their teasing can wait. I'm not sure where this is going, but I have a feeling I won't be living it down anytime soon. That's a problem for future Ash. Oh, I mean everything I say. They sit comfortably back in their chair, perfectly content to let the silence stretch indefinitely. If I want this, they're going to make me say it myself. Well, we both seem to have the afternoon off. That we do. So, it sounded fun. I'm down if you are. Now their eyes have a keen glint, and that smile. I am. Then the mask comes back, pretending like nothing has happened. Like nothing's about to happen. Give me just a few minutes to finish up and I'll meet you on the other side. Guess I'll see you there then. I finish up my last bites of lunch. Then I stand up and walk past Lark, who I've just agreed to have sex with, to the dishwasher. Be normal, Ash. I try not to think about the fact that I'm lying down in Julian's bed as I connect myself, especially given what's about to happen. At least it's not still warm or anything. But it does smell like him. I bury that thought. Login goes smoothly. Lark's invitation pings me and I accept. And then I'm standing nowhere? Stars around me. Not lights, but real stars. Even realer than some distant balls of plasma. I'm not standing, am I? I struggle to orient myself, floating in the void with no up or down or anything to push against. I suppose the zero gravity part is a bit of a cheap parlor trick, but I have to admit I'm proud of this one. Do you feel that cold radiance? If you go through old pre-Exodus media, that symbolic weight given to celestial bodies is quite staggering. Little wonder what the founders thought we had to make our own, I wonder what they were afraid might molder down beneath the earth in a city without sun or stars. Not that I'm not impressed, but this isn't exactly what I had in mind. Perhaps something grander. Reality shifts. He's like, is this good enough for you, my lord? I feel like we're gonna be... Oops. I feel like we're gonna show up... Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. I feel like we're gonna be, there was that thumbnail for chapter 4. I feel like that's where we're gonna go. It kind of looked cool. It was like Aurora and everything. Here, perhaps? Something suited to the blasphemy we mean to commit? Blasphemy? Oh, come now. Surely you wanted to explore what's beyond possible in the official instances. It's one of the few lines that even gold can't budge, no matter how many points you have to spend. A biblical fetter on our oh-so-secular society. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female, he created them. So it was written, so it must remain. One of the greatest restrictions on official instances, no changing who or what you are. Not that they would ever admit to such rank puritanism, of course. They have excuses. Some nonsense about non-existent psychological damage and the need to preserve bodily autonomy and integrity. Apparently, we must be protected from our best selves. At first, I was surprised it's not simply monetized. Everything else is sold to us. But I believe it is simply a great, symbolic act of defiance which can never be permitted. Who are we to take forms not permitted by our betters? Who are we to think that we are worthy to decide who and what we are? We are, each and every one of us, righteously sentenced to live and die beneath the earth in the circle of great city that our virtues and bank accounts dictate. Save here in sacred blasphemy, where we might rule ourselves. But I imagine you start with a more ready grasp on the necessity of such exploration than Julian did. They've been speaking with so much drama, their expectant pause catches me by surprise. Every time, every time they go into like their little drama thing where they say like a bunch of words, it is like so hard for me to read. Like the way they speak is so different. And I have to repeat myself a few times. They're a cool character. What do you mean? Oh, come now. We're both... What euphemism to Okay. I didn't expect him to say slur. It like completely broke me. Okay, Oh, come now. We're both... What euphemism or slur to use? People with pronouns. We were both forced towards roles that did not become us, and we both resisted. I like to think us cousins, though our roads are rather different. But here... Ooh. And then they snap their fingers and move with a grace like dance, sensuous, shifting. Here, we are equalized in the space of infinite possibility. Here, we erase that sacred line. Here, we rend the temple curtain for ourselves, that we might be as profane as suits our will and our whims. Whatever I was prepared for, it wasn't that. The applicability of it all to my own circumstances makes me feel foolish for not thinking of it earlier. I was just pent up before. Now, though, I'm invested. He's here for the plot now. Lark pivots effortlessly from their twisting motion and shifting shape, regarding me once more through critical eyes. Though, no. You don't exactly strike me as the fantasy and antiquity type. Another word I don't know. Or is it antiquity? Yeah, okay, yeah, antiquity. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Sometimes words are hard. Please don't, please don't be mean to me. Between you and me, that's more Julian's thing. Perhaps a few more creature comforts. And I was right. They snap their fingers and we are transported again. We are outdoors now. A sky awash with stars and color stretches above, while a few pieces of scattered furniture surround us. Just past the edge of the firelight cast by a burning tree, the wind whips snow in intricate patterns. Dimly, I remember that snow is supposed to be cold. Doesn't feel that way, though. There, a blanket of snow to complement that lovely fur of yours. Can you warn me when you do that? It's disorienting. Noted. As much as I enjoy monologues and dramatic reveals, we can find other ways to occupy ourselves. Not that I don't appreciate all the coy flirting and dancing around the subject, but here we are. As tempting as it would be, I'm not going to simply sweep you off your feet and bedazzle you with prowess, sexual or otherwise. So, what is it that you'd actually like to do, Ash? I'd be lying if I said I hadn't assumed they were going to do that. Well, any other time, I'd rather be the one doing the sweeping. But everything about this space is new and overwhelming. This time, maybe I don't want someone to show me the ropes, metaphorically anyway. So, let's start there. I guess I'm curious what kinds of unusual things you get up to in the exchange. Given how much you were talking it up, it must be an experience. Whoa. I wasn't ready for that. Things like this, you mean? They ease into the arms of themselves, and they do so easily. Lark conjures and maintains them effortlessly, like it's nothing but a form of play. The flanking doppelgangers caress and fawn over them. Then I realize they are all Lark, mercurial and ever shifting. Mercurial or mercurial? I think it's mercurial. I'm in a primordial kind of awe. I'm also, it hits me, incredibly turned on. Yes. But more than that, I might imagine. You don't have any real experience shaping the exchange for yourself, do you? Not really, no. Alas, it will come with time, but I don't think this is the place to start learning. Still, you are looking and you are curious. They reach up to stroke the cheek of their more masculine version. He leans into it, eyes closed, docile and tame. And that's the hard question. Whether you are salivating to put your hands on what you see, or whether you want to have it yourself. Whether you want to explore yourself. What do you mean? Well, I think we could have plenty of fun like this. And with the snap of their fingers, the doppelgangers are gone. But I don't think that's what you were looking for. If it's what you want, I could do the same for you. Show you yourself. Show other ways of being. There's at least one version of that I already didn't much care for. And one you've worked quite hard for. Would you like to see it pushed further? This is a piece of freedom. However you feel about your body as it stands, I can't imagine you've never enjoyed the fantasy of other ways you might be in some capacity. That's a lot to take in. Frightening, maybe, raising the specter of the dysphoria I put in the ground. But they aren't wrong. In fantasy, who doesn't sometimes imagine themselves more? More like who they feel they are, who they might wish to be, or even who they might play with being, just for a moment. I want to see where this goes. Yeah, let's do it. Such bravado! Wonderful. Still, we are wading into hazardous waters. The moment you tell me to end things, I will. Consent is cool. I will. Very good. Now, then, no artistic work can without a model. Get a little more comfortable, and I might join you. Oh, right, okay, this is happening. I shrug out of my jacket and pull my shirt off over my head. Lurk's gaze traces my muscles with interest. My pants quickly follow. I'm momentarily worried about remembering where I put them, but, of course, none of this is real. My shirt is already just gone. So, this is definitely now getting to a point where, it's things I can't show on YouTube. So, I'm going to skip ahead, and, if you... If you ever want to see stuff like this yourself, you can always read the game yourself, as long as you're 18 plus. But, I'm pretty much gonna skip to the moment, there's nothing like NSFW anymore. See you in a moment. Welcome back. That scene was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Lots of really cool art and lots of other things that I'm not really gonna get much into. But it was pretty cool. You know if you know. Anyway, let's. He literally they just got done. He disconnected. He's in the bed now. So the first thing that happens after it. The slight pause as I disconnect is almost a welcome reprieve from the overstimulation. I didn't exactly miss the slight ache in my injured arm that resumes as I find myself back in Julian's room. I forget his arm's fucked up. Probably for the best that I can reach his shower without leaving the room. Hey, we're back to Julian. I'm still a bit of a wreck, even after my shift is done. What was I thinking, hugging Ash like that? It's been so long. We're not as close as we used to be. The hug was intrusive, and unwelcome probably. Oh my god, they're both like... They both think they like, don't like each other at all. Like, oh, this is like so frustrating. This is like vicarious frustration, if I'm even using the word right. It's like I'm like a third party sitting here just being like they're just sitting there being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was bad. It was really awful. And then like the other person was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was bad and that was awful. But like in reality, they like both are okay with it. Not that he's going to feel comfortable saying so to the face of the guy that he's paying his rent. Oh, because he's worried about like kind of like a power difference kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of sucks. That's not what's happening. But he's worried that is what's happening. Which is the exact reason I should have known to do something better than to do something like that. It's whatever, it's fine. It was only platonic, right? Right. My inability to keep my mind out of the gutter is all that's making this weird. Dude, please do not feel bad. Ash just had, like, the fucking, like, the craziest shit with Lark just happened to them. So, like, his mind's in the gutter, your mind's in the gutter. This happening after that scene that just happened is really funny. Still, I'm almost relieved to find Amir similarly burning the midnight oil at the kitchen table as I grab some cold leftovers from the fridge. Hey. Have a decent shift? He's brought home a sandwich for dinner. Chicken parm? And he takes a long, slow bite before responding. Went alright. Nothing exciting. He glances at me with casual appraisal, and I can tell that I haven't successfully hid much. You look antsy. It's a casual observation. Yeah, and I know Amir. He's asking about me, in his way. But he's also not to push the subject an inch past what I'm actually willing to talk about. I sigh, brushing a hand over my head. Hey, how do you think Ash is doing? Ash? I mean, I don't know, really. Surprised you're asking me. You're closer to him than I am. I don't know. I guess that's sort of it. I feel like things have been weird with him lately. Weird how? Yeah, Julian, weird how? Oh god. This is like funny, but also it's like it's not, but it's funny, but it's not. I don't know. I guess I worry about him, but I don't want to get too over-involved or be overbearing or anything, you know? Not really. Don't think you've had that problem when any of the rest of us have been dealing with some shit. But it's been different with him, especially the job hunt stuff. The whole situation with not having anything for years has completely fucked him over, and he keeps trying so hard. Yeah, and he keeps hitting that wall over and over again. And I want to help, but I can't. That's not how that works. So I just keep watching, and he keeps trying. And I don't know, it rips me up inside, and I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, that seems tough. Sounds like you care about him a lot. He says it so casually, like it's such a simple thing. Does he mean more than that? Do I? Well, I mean, yeah, we go way back. Sure, but it's been ages since you talked, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess. What's your point? You're a caring guy, is one of your better traits. But you don't usually get this mixed up about it, is all. What are you really saying? He looks at me, eyebrows raised. Maybe it's only in realizing how utterly transparent my feelings are to him that they become that way to me. Fuck. My forehead thuds onto the table. I'm an idiot, aren't I? You can tell me, it's fine. Well, at least you're still pretty. It's funny, I remember Derek saying something similar around when we got together. What am I supposed to do about feeling that way, though? I mean, I can't do anything right. You get why I can't. No, yeah, I get it. The whole everything. Yeah. Guess you've got some cold showers in your future. Man, fuck you. Gonna have to see if he's fine with it first, ain't ya? I groan. Well, thanks for listening, I think. Anytime. And hey, the way things are now isn't how they're always going to be. He must be something special if he caught your eye. Got a feeling something will work out sooner or later. Maybe. I don't fucking know. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll see. Well, I'm gonna call it. Catch you later. Night. Oh god. Isn't Ash still in the shower? My room feels more empty than usual when I flop down on the bed. God, what a stupid situation to find myself in. Well, at least it's temporary. Something will work out sooner or later. And then Ash won't be depending on me. You'll probably want to move out instead of staying on our couch. And then... I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I'd say. Maybe I'll just find out when I get there. I guess Ash wasn't in the show. I guess that makes sense because it did say that Julian got off from his shift, which was like midnight or something. So Ash must have definitely moved on by that point. It's Friday. Julian and Lark are both working late again. Amir, in a rarity for such a busy day at his work, has the day off. Alex, meanwhile, come on, it'll be fun. I'm not saying I'm not down to go out, but that is not how that shit works. If I even wanted to go there, which I don't. Man, you can't be serious. What's the point of working in a bar if they don't give you any discount at all? Food, shelter, clothing, that kind of thing. Still, it's the weekend. We should go out somewhere. You agree, right, Ash? My accounts are still a flat zero. As if reading my mind, Amir relents. Sure. Fuck it. And don't worry about it, Ash. Your tab's on me. Just don't go ordering steaks or off the top shelf. Oh, I mean, sure, me too, yeah. We can just split it. Well, it's not like I have anything else going on. Sure, I mean, I'm down. Hell yeah! So let's see if we're not hitting Amir's work. Is this sprite new? I think the sprite is new. I am absolutely in love with like the sprites. I don't know who the sprite artist is, but whoever's doing them, I'm absolutely in love with the way he does like happy sprites, like celebration sprites is the way to put it, where they're like, yeah. It's cool. Alex shows his comprehensive, somewhat terrifying knowledge of the local drinking establishment as he makes suggestions. Amir shoots down most of the more expensive options over Alex's complaints. I mostly decline to weigh in. I don't really know the area. In the end, they compromise on one of the nicer dive bars nearby, which seems like a contradiction, but whatever. Honestly, it isn't bad. Maybe a little loud for my taste, but the place is clean enough and the drinks are cheap, even if I'm not paying. I don't have any particular desire to go hard, but a slight buzz makes the noise more tolerable and makes me more content to simply sit back and watch their conversation flow back and forth. Even if, once again, I find myself not really participating. Anyway, I still think it's bullshit that Carlson got off without a penalty. Rules is rules. I mean, I'm mad too, but if the league wants people to stop diving like that, they have to actually do something. No sense in getting mad at people for playing the game in front of them. I guess. It all seems so normal. As I watch them talk, I'm reminded, unprompted, of how Amir lost his partner. But here he is, carrying on with the conversation like normal. If it's possible to come back from something like that and act normal, maybe it's possible for me. Derek, wasn't it? I wonder where he is. Before that thought can spiral, I snap myself out of it, turning back to the conversation. They are still arguing without really arguing about the penalty. Some ancient memory struggles to the surface. I never really kept up when I was on the streets, but I spy that glimmer of connection, reaching out to seize it like a drowning man. Wait, shit. Do the Archers still have Carlson? Oh, right. Shit. Julian mentioned you were from back home. Makes sense you'd be an Archers fan. Well, I kind of missed out on the last couple years. Yeah, I guess so. But, if you don't mind, I'd kind of like to catch up. Oh man, did you miss out on some shit? So, you're not going to believe this. The conversation keeps flowing as it was, but I find myself that little bit closer to its center. I react. I offer my opinion. Sometimes, it's even asked for. I feel like a living person. The slight buzz of alcohol coats the evening in a pleasant sheen, something frozen in me beginning to thaw and flow once more. It's nearly perfect. It comes so close. Right up until the moment when I lose a few words of the conversation, and then a few more. Oh god, is he time skipping again? There's a bar napkin in my hands. It wasn't there before. It's shredded. No, it's torn more deliberately than that. There's a pattern to it, rigid and geometric. I I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Uh you okay? I can come with. Give him some space. He's not been out in a while, huh? He's probably fine. Probably. I am fine. Sorry, just a sec. Look at those future bathrooms. I slam the bathroom door and lean back heavily against it. I won't allow myself to be afraid. I've been here before. It won't catch me by surprise this time. I just need to ride this out. I just need to let it pass. I just need to endure. I need to refuse to let this rule me. I need. I awaken with the start. What is this? He's drawing something on her. Numbers? 358. Some of those just look like words, too. Where did these numbers come from? Why am I touching them? Why is my claw touching the glass of the mirror like I just. No. Whatever this is, I need to get a grip. I just have to be stronger. I know I can keep it together. And this will just be an embarrassing memory of a mistake, nothing more. And yet, I glance nervously around. Of course, there's no cameras. It's a bathroom, and nobody's knocking on the door. Nobody needs to know. But I look back at those numbers. I slip my mobile interface out of my pocket and plug it in. I look directly at the numbers, and I save the image. I'm quick to rip the interface back out. With a picture of my crime stowed in my pocket, I force myself to settle. I wash my hands, and then I dry them, slowly and methodically. I square my shoulders, and I make my way back out into the bar, ready to fight for what little sliver of life I've regained. But I might have preferred if it were an actual fight. Man. What is going on with you? Are you like blacking out and becoming like someone else for a second? Are you like split personalities? And that other person, you know what it reminds me? It literally reminds me of Severance a little bit. Like it's like you have that other split personality that you like become, but like you don't regain any of those memories. Or he's literally just blacking out and he's just like powered down. But like he did stuff while he was at that table with Alex and Amir. So he's obviously still functional. But he's literally blacking out. It's so weird. And the fact that he's just ignoring it is kind of driving me crazy. But that's just the way it is. We are playing as low self-esteem characters, and it's hard to get them to tell someone about what's going on. Anyway, some nice tunes. Seems he's on a call. No, I mean, I don't exactly have a loader cert, but I could get one. After a while, the days start to blur together. Hey, just want to follow up. I interviewed a little while back and sure, I'll hold. Hello? If I was good at failing at things before, I've now sharpened the skill to a razor's edge. Hey, sorry to bother you. I just got the new schedule, and it looks like you might have forgotten to put me on. What do you mean not adding staff at this time? You already hired me. Yeah, well, if you want the apron back, you can provisionally suck my fucking... Hello? Hello? Of course, everyone says that there's nothing for it but to keep trying until something works. So I suppose it figures that what finally works isn't anything I did at all. I haven't really left the house all day. No recent leads have gone anywhere. I'm at least relieved to have the place to myself. I hate having people around while I'm trying to send off more applications. Either I'm distracted by them being in the same room, or I move when they enter. They notice that they chased me out, and it's just that little bit uncomfortable for everyone. I'm surprised to see Amir home first. It's mid-afternoon, but he does get brunch shifts sometimes. He looks smug. Hey, Ash, you busy? It's been a couple of hours on the couch. I shrug and stretch my shoulders. Kinda, but I could probably use a break. Trust me, you're gonna want to take a break for this. I perk up a bit. Yeah, what's up? He seems determined to take his time. Well, I forgot if I might have mentioned, but one of the dishwashers at work hasn't really been working out. Sorry to hear that. Were they going to get it fixed? He's talking about the dishwasher person. The person, not the machine. Oh. Oh, wait. Are you saying... I've managed to stick around a couple of months without fucking things up too badly. They listen to me a bit. So I might have been mentioning this guy I know, hard worker, a real go-getter, that's just been having the toughest time getting anyone to give him a chance. Holy shit, Amir, I don't even know what to say. Thank you. Yeah, well, I might have included that whole line about you doing the caretaker thing for your mom for the last 2 years. So make sure to keep your story straight on that one. When do I start? Tomorrow. You like hot wings? Not especially. Well, you're really gonna hate them once you've gotten a shift in. Great. Oh, and dishwashing is so easy too. Easy. I think I thrive in the dishwasher. I thrive in the dishwasher position. I don't know if that's how it is for everyone else, but like, even if it gets super busy, I make it work. It's the position I'd rather be in. Amir is a man of his word. Something about the wing sauce the bar uses seems to permeate the entire kitchen, the spice irritating my eyes and nose constantly. Okay, that is one thing that sucks. You spray the hot sauce and it like vaporizes, and then like suddenly you're just coughing and there's nothing you can do about it. Besides that, it immediately congeals into a kind of crust that's absolute hell to get off the plates. They go easy on me for my first shift, which is to say, I spend the whole time nearly drowning. Amir's the one to catch me and let me know that the supervisor app they have me run on my interface fucks up pretty regularly, which explains why it keeps pinging me to grab dishes that aren't there, but does nothing to stop the headache-inducing alarm or alert me before a waiter barks at me for missing dishes that are. But I make it through. Okay, so, of course, somehow this cyberpunk world makes doing dishes seem like hell. Because if someone is yelling at me every 5 seconds to do something when I'm trying to do another thing, I'd probably lose my mind. And I know I can do it tomorrow, too. I'm sweaty, exhausted, and nearly ready to shout with triumph when the two of us emerge out onto the late night streets. Amir's less energized, and it takes me a second to realize I've left him behind. Hold up. Give me a minute here. He's walking stiffly, with a hand pressed to his lower back, and he reaches down to withdraw a familiar looking cartridge. Ah, shit. Yeah, no rush. I join him leaning against the wall. I know he has some back pain from the Gen 2 issues. He tends to be a bit sedentary around the house. He's just been on his feet and holding down the kitchen at a breakneck pace for 8 hours. He takes a deep drag. Just how much pain does he have to numb every day that he works? It shouldn't be long, sorry. Don't mention it. I still owe you one. More than one, honestly. Hmm. Is nothing. You did good. You've been trying. You had a good turn coming. Think it's about what anyone would do if they had the chance. I smile weakly. Maybe not anyone. He waves his hand dismissively. Most anyone. Helping's easy when it costs you nothing. It's the ones you can't help that are hard. It's hard to watch people fade out. I'm keenly aware that I'm wearing a most likely dead man's clothes. Hey, Amir, with how crazy things were, I don't know if I ever got to thank you properly for Derek's old stuff. I don't know if it's easy or not to see me wearing it around. It's what he would have wanted. He would have liked you, like most people. I nod, not really sure what to say. I glance over. His expression hasn't changed. But there's a wet shine in his eyes, another burden, carried silently on his bent and aching back. We're alone as can be, but I still feel like I'm intruding on something private. I'm sorry. It's a stupid thing to say. Maybe he understands what I meant. Or maybe the words themselves don't really matter. but maybe I flatter myself enough to think that being here does. He looks out into the distance. He isn't really gone. The conviction in his tone startles me. I I'm not sure how to ask if he's being literal or not, but his next words answer me. He's still out there somewhere. I know it. It doesn't make sense. Even if he's dead, there would have been a body, a note, something. We'd have found something. He can't just have disappeared from the world. I hesitate. When I left my old life behind, people came looking. It was hard work, not being found. People can disappear, but they have to want to. The way everyone talks about Derek, the stuff he left behind, the people. Why would he want to? Telling that to Amir won't do any good. No answer is better than the alternatives. He takes in a deep breath, his hand quivering slightly around the vape. Ash. Yeah? You haven't been straight with us about everything. My heart leaps into my throat. If he had any doubt at all, my expression gives me away instantly. But he continues. This is not my fucking business. You're a good man. If you have shit you're keeping to yourself, you have your reasons. But I need to ask you something. And I need you to swear you'll give me the truth. He has me dead to rights. And I owe him this. I nod solemnly. I swear. This thing that happened to you, the Vanishing Act, 2 years gone. Is there anything that makes you think maybe it happened to Derek too? I think through everything as carefully as I can. He waits, letting me take my time. Yeah, I definitely do think that whatever happened to Derek was the same as what Ash did. I don't remember if the beginning, because the dead beginning of the story is someone plugging in and disappearing, right? And then, the main story starts. I never actually checked if that was meant to be Ash. It could be Ash, or it could have been Derek, because if it wasn't Ash, then maybe it's Derek as well. It could have been someone else entirely, but it seems weird. That still hasn't really been explained, but it's like these people who disappear into the Matrix, basically. It's not called the Exchange. They disappear into the Exchange, and it's interesting because they want to disappear, and Ash even said it himself. He wanted to disappear. It would be really upsetting if it seemed that Derek was. It's one of those things where it's like someone's outgoing and they're happy and they seem to enjoy everything, but secretly they want something else entirely, and so Derek just disappeared. And that would be really sad to think about. It'd be really, really depressing to think that that's actually what he was thinking the whole time. So I'm kind of hoping that that's not the case, because that'd be really, really sad. But anyway, tangent over. I don't know. I still barely know anything about it myself. But he deserves more than that. As far as you know, Derek never modified his implants or the firmware or anything, did he? He gives me a long, scrutinizing look. He did art stuff with Julian and Lark, set up some of those jailbroken instances. Messing with implants, though? I've never heard of that thing. Sounds dangerous. I pick my words carefully. And before he disappeared, he seemed okay. He never seemed like he was looking for a change. I can read nothing from Amir's stony expression. He has a lot of struggles, more than the rest of us. If you're asking whether he would do something to himself, no. He wouldn't. I know he wouldn't. But do you? See, that's what's so sad. It's like, but do you? I've picked up a lot in this story that there's kind of a thing of knowing Like, do you really know anyone? Because it's like, because there was those times with Julian where he did the checkup at the hospital and he like thought about disappearing, even though Julian was sitting there being like, yeah, I know he wants to try and I know he wants to stay here, but then Ash is secretly thinking about maybe disappearing. I don't think he wants to do that now, especially how hard he's tried to get a job. But yeah, it's just one of those. It's just you can't actually know anyone. So it'd be really depressing if that was the case. He speaks with an iron certainty, with an absolute faith that brooks no argument. I can barely focus amid a wash of relief as we dodge the topic. I feel lightheaded at the subject straying so close to what I did. I try to keep my breathing level. Then, I'm sorry. I don't know anything that could help. He lets out a long, disappointed breath, slumping back against the wall. I feel like shit, but there's nothing else I could have done. Probably should have figured. Well, missing the bus isn't gonna help anyone. Figure we should get going. Yeah. He heaves himself up off the wall, and the two of us depart in silence. Distant traffic rumbles, the sound trapped and reverberating without end beneath the dome of the sky. Well, that was a good build. I like that. Um, it's good to see Ash go somewhere and get somewhere because it's he is trying, and I got to experience the whole thing with Lark in the exchange, which was pretty crazy and awesome. But you didn't see that if you're watching this video, which if you did watch this video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I mostly do these videos for myself, but if there is anyone out there watching them, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and save, and it'll probably be a little while again until we come back around to this, but when the 5th update comes out, I will be here to play it. Um, Once again, if you watch all the way to the end, thank you for watching. It's pretty late for me now, and I'm happy to be finished up with this. I will see you in whatever other video I make.